Fida Abu Jabal is feeding her family using cash assistance from the UN. She lives in a refugee camp in the Bekaa Valley, so has to travel to the town of Shatora, 3 kilometres away, to access an ATM to withdraw the cash.
We face difficulties with transportation to get to the ATM. It's expensive. Then sometimes after all this, and we have been there for a long time, then the municipality forces us to go back home.
There have been crowds of up to 50 people, and Fida has had to repeat the risky journey, with little protective gear during the coronavirus pandemic.
Before, we used to get $27 per person, which is sufficient. But now the value of the Lebanese pound has decreased by 4 times, and we can only get our hands on Lebanese pounds. So what we are getting does not match the value of the dollar. And with this money and the inflation, you cannot even put together a meal for your family.
During the coronavirus lockdown, some of her older children, who were working, are now unemployed, so it's difficult to cover the basics. To avoid overcrowding, the UN staggers payment collections, sending an SMS advising people when they can go to the ATM.
The SMS comes late, and so I have postponed paying my rent to the landlord for 3 or 4 months. I need to pay the owner of the electricity generator, or he will cut it off.
Abdul Ghani fears his family will be evicted if he does not pay soon. He has already reduced his food consumption because of the rise in prices. Nearly 1 million Syrian refugees are registered in Lebanon, and nearly 60,000 households like those depend on the cash assistance from the UN. Many of them face similar problems.
We scrambled basically with donors, with partners, to see how we can compensate at least during this period of hardship. At the same time, we increased the amount of the assistance to compensate the inflation and the increased costs on food and other items. And this is an ongoing effort, basically. We're going to try to continue, trying to see how we can adapt to this situation and help refugees also, keep afloat during this period.
Before the coronavirus outbreak and the devaluation of the Lebanese pound, the UN says 50% of refugees were living in extreme poverty. That figure has now jumped to 75%. Imogen Kimber, TRT World, Bekaa Valley.